Hello friends, family, total strangers. Tonight's video is going to be on my power system and what I use it for. So I got an email from Gracie Traveler and she had all these questions about my power system. She's also getting a Connect. And I figured rather than try to send this really long email, I would just do it as a video since I haven't really talked about my power system, at least in depth. So I have a pretty basic system. I have two 100-watt solar panels. I have a 200 amp hour battery. It's an AGM battery. And I have a charge controller, an MPPT charge controller. I also have a battery isolator that runs from the car battery to the auxiliary battery, so it charges the alternator charges the battery when I'm driving. So I have two sources of charging. I have the solar panels, and then I also have the battery isolator. And so I did not install this system myself. I got it installed for me by an RV repair guy in Pocatello. You know, you have two choices. You can either get on the internet, check YouTube videos, look up references for how to, you know, Bob Wells has lots of good resources both on his YouTube channel and on his website, but there's lots of other sources out there as well. For doing the solar, you can do it yourself, and you can get friends to help you and whatever and do it, and just keep in mind there's going to be lots of ups and downs and frustrations and all that. Or if you have the money and you don't want to deal with all that, you can do what I did, which is hire an RV repair guy. So he charged me $1,100, and what he did is he cut a hole in the roof of my van and installed my vent fan for me. He built little racks for my flexible solar panels for the roof. He built a battery box for my battery, which is, again, an AGM battery, so it doesn't have to be vented. I really like that. So they have no maintenance. You don't have to vent them. A regular like car battery outgasses, and inside a confined space it can build up and kill you. So you have to vent them. But AGMs, you don't have to. They're self-contained, and you don't have to worry about adding water to them. There's no maintenance to them. You just hook them up and you're good. And they last 10 years. So I went with an AGM battery, and they're expensive. It was like $350, I think, for my 200 amp hour battery. It weighs over 100 pounds. It's huge. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. I also have, yeah, so he did the vent fan. He did the solar panels, did the racks for me, did the battery box. He wired everything up for me. He fused everything. And he did some other little things, and yeah, it was $1,100. It was money well spent. It would have taken me weeks to get all this done right, hopefully, and I just had him do it all for me. The battery isolator I had done separately. He didn't know how to do it. It was I took it to a stereo equipment place, stereo install place, and it was kind of expensive to install. It was only like a $50 device, and it cost like $350 to install it. But oh well. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get you on a tour of my stuff. So this is the battery box that the RV repair guy built for me. So it's just to hold my battery. And then that is my inverter. It's a Renogy 500 watt, which is good enough to charge my computer. I really don't use it for anything else. If you wanted to use it for things that take more power, you want a bigger inverter, probably 1500 watt, but I mean, I don't really know. I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to this stuff. And then right below that is my little 12 volt plug that I bought. It's a Road
Pro plug. If I had to do over again, I'd probably get 2 of those. So it's fused. The RV repair guy fused it for me. And so everything that I have in my system here is fused, which is nice. But I use my Road Pro in that plug, and then I also use I have a little 12-volt fan that I use in that plug, and then I also have a little inverter that I use to plug in to be able to charge my devices, so it's for USB. So this is my battery box from the other side. I'm not going to show you the battery because it's just too hard to get to. But this is the battery box that the RV repair guy built for me. And then this is his little fuse box. So everything I have in here I have wired through a fuse. So these are my other things. This is the charge controller. So to have a solar system, a solar power system, you need solar panels. Of course, you need a battery, but then you need a charge controller that you hook your panels to, and then you hook your charge controller to the battery. And that's a minimum system you need. You need a charge controller. If you don't have a charge controller, it just won't work. Yeah, it'll fry your battery. So, as I understand it. The other little thing I have here is my meter. So it's just a little gauge meter that tells me what how much power I'm getting and how much charge I have left and blah blah blah. And there's different settings you can use on that. But yeah, that's basically this is an MPPT charge controller. There's another kind, I forget the name of it, which is much less efficient. So these MPPT ones are more expensive, but they're much more efficient. They use, you get more charge essentially from having one of these. So it's worth the extra money just to go ahead and get one of these. If you're already going to be spending money on a 200 amp hour battery and all that and solar panels, you might as well get the better charge controller that's more efficient. So this is my vent fan, which I have wired to the battery, I think through a fuse. I'm pretty sure the guy wired everything through a fuse for me. It's just a crappy little vent fan. If I was to do it over again, I'd probably get a fantastic fan or something big along those lines to move more air. But this does work. It works. It's okay. And then I also do have my solar panels here, which you can notice they're peeling. These are flexible panels, so they're really thin and light, but they're just not durable. If I had to do over again, I would just get regular solar panels. These are 100 watts each, and these are more expensive than the regular ones. So yeah, I would highly recommend just getting regular solar panels and not the flexible variety. I have shown this before. This is my Road Pro oven, which cooks to 300 degrees. It's kind of dirty in there. So yeah, it just looks like a little lunchbox or something. And it doesn't have any temperature control. It just cooks to 300 degrees, and it only cooks from the bottom. But it's still very useful. I've used it for cooking bread and beans and rice and lots of other things. So it's a very useful tool to have. You can't really run this off your regular car battery. You need an auxiliary battery system to run this puppy because of the amp draw. It's just too much for a regular system. If you had your car driving and had this plugged in, it would probably work. But just idling wouldn't be enough. It would drain your battery. So yeah, this needs to be a big auxiliary system to run this thing. So this is my little clip-on 12-volt fan, which I run off my system, and that's definitely a lifesaver in the hot summer months. So this is my Dometic fridge. It's a 18-liter Dometic fridge. It's kind of messy in there right now, so I'm not gonna show you too much detail. But it's great. This is a 12-volt appliance, so it plugs into like a 12-volt plug, a cigarette lighter plug. I actually had the RV repair guy just cut off the end and wire it. It's wired right into the system, so it's done through a fuse.
but it's wired right into the system, so it does not plug into 12 volt anymore. It's just wired right to my system. If I had to do over again, I would definitely have them put in 2 12 volt plugs and not just one. I would love to have another 12 volt plug. But yeah, this refrigerator is specifically designed to run 12 volt, so it's very low amperage draw. Relatively, you could probably get away with running a 100 amp hour battery with this fridge, but I think the 200 amp hours, it's just nice to have that cushion. It's really nice to have that cushion of a 200 amp hour battery. But yeah, that's my fridge. I should note that this is a compressor fridge. This fridge cost me about $350. And do yourself a favor, don't get one of those 12 volt plug-in coolers. They really don't do much. Those drop the temperature 30 degrees, but if you're at 120 degrees, it means your food is 90 degrees. So you need a refrigerator with a compressor, which costs money. You can get a dorm fridge, but they're not designed for 12 volt. You have to run them through an inverter, so you need a big enough inverter to handle that inverter. But then the other problem with those is that they just have such a higher power draw. So you really would have to have at least a 200 amp hour battery to run like a dorm fridge. And just keep in mind, most of this I don't really know what I'm talking about. I hate electronics. I hate this stuff. I hate solar. So I'm back. And this is just to kind of let you know what I have. This isn't like telling you to do this or do anything like it. I really know nothing about solar. I know enough to have it. Really, I hate the subject. I find it tedious, incredibly tedious. My brother loves it. He always wants to talk to me about it, and I just totally blank out, tune out, not into it. But yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and she also requested that I play a song, and there's one that I had done a little snippet of in an earlier video. It was in the what video was that? It was one of my gadgets videos. I think my second gadget video. I played a little snippet of a song, and so this is the whole song played on the banjo. I went down to the St. James Infirmary to see my baby there. She was lying on a cold white table, so sweet, so cold, so fair. Let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, she can serve this wide world over. She won't find another sweet man like me. When I die, bury me in my straightless breeches, black box coat, and a Stetson hat. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain. Let the boys know that I died standing pat. Give me 16 crap shooting pallbearers. Have a chorus girl sing me a song. Put a red hot jazz band on my wagon, so we can raise hallelujahs, go along. pass me a bottle of that booze. And if anybody here asks it of you, you tell them I have those St. James Infirmary.
So, just quickly, I am running out of subjects to talk about. So, please, in the comments, throw me your subject ideas. I would love to have ideas for subjects that you would like to see me cover on the channel. I should also note that, you know, right now I'm working 50 hours a week. I'm barely having enough time to get one video a week done. And they're mostly just me talking. Once I am not working and I'm back on the road, my videos are gonna, there'll be a lot more thought and care and not just me talking in front of a camera unedited for 20 minutes. So be patient. They're getting there. We'll get there once I'm not working anymore. So yeah, give me ideas. I need ideas for videos. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Thanks much. Bye.